Ooh, Alabama voters, I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. There is nothing anybody can tell me. As an Alabama, I am going to put all my strength, all my votes, all my heart for Donald Trump, because he is the only president that can lead us. He's the only president that considers farmers. He's the only president that has showed and paved the way to us. How far? Why are you people crying out now? You people have been crying before, but recently your cry is now becoming more louder. And then we now start processing and start thinking, I thought he is your all in all. What is really happening in Alabama? Guys, if you've not gotten a lot of update that is happening in Alabama and you live in Alabama, this video is for you. In fact, if you have extra updates to give us that is happening in Alabama right now, please, we need information. And this is for MAGAs that took their time, took their effort to see that black people are never worth it. Now, the only person they think is worth it is now whooping their axe east, west, north, and south. Congratulations to Alabama. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And credit belongs to the original creators of every single creators I'm going to put in this particular video. And for disclaimers, please, this is just for educational purpose. Let's go watch what is happening to Alabama, and I'll be back with commentaries.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden is talking with some kind of...
We love a great FAFO moment, and I have another one for you. First, some background. 65% of the state of Alabama voted for Donald Trump. Alabama is in the top 10 poorest states in the United States related to federal poverty level. While many of these voters sit behind their computers and celebrate Elon Musk cutting waste, little did they know it was going to impact them. This week, over 250 residents in Huntsville, Alabama received a notice from their electric company that they were going to have to pay an additional $100 surcharge. The explanation for this was that Donald Trump's recent executive order ended a $1 million grant to the utilities company to help these customers pay for their electric bill.
You know, I thought it would be easier the more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter, but I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier, and it actually feels like it's getting more difficult.
And then here comes the tears. Look, here's the thing I don't think y'all realize is that it's too late. You voted for him 3 times. He's already been in office twice now. It's too late to take back your vote. It's too late for you to be sitting here crying to us when so many people's lives have been changed because you voted for him 3 times. And then you're mad because you're not being accepted. But what did you expect? You expected just open arms in the community that comes in? Oh, you voted for him 3 times. It's not your fault. Come here. Did you expect us to forgive you? For what? You've ruined lives. You're crying because you're not being accepted into a community when you voted 3 times for people to be kicked out their communities, physically removed from the country, in fact. And that's where I'm lost at. What did you expect? The damage is done already. He can't run again. So for you to say, oh, I finally woke up, you woke up too late. This is like us telling you, don't drink and drive. And we're telling you this for years and you continue to drink and drive. And then you cost somebody their life because you drink and drive. And then you get on this internet talking about, guys, I'm sorry, the sober community doesn't want to accept me. Yes, because we've been telling you. We've been telling you for years not to do it, and you still did it. Then you get on here crying about how you can't get away from the mean comments and so not accepting you into the community. But guess what you can do? Turn your phone off, go outside and go live a normal life. But guess what millions of people can't do? They can't go outside. They can't go to work to feed their families. Heck, they can't even hide in their houses. But boo-hoo, it's me. I'm the victim. I'm the one that's being mistreated here. Like, what type of backwards way of thinking is this? And for some reason, we're just supposed to accept you with open arms and positivity. For what? For what? What are we accepting you for? And that's what I don't understand is why are we supposed to accept you? Why? Somebody has to help me out with that because I don't get it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Usually averages between $200, $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696?
Girl, did you say Alabama? You know exactly why your electricity bill is going up. Did you get this letter in the mail by chance? Yeah, it was sent to the residents of Huntsville, Alabama. It says that your electricity bill was going up because of Donald Trump. It has his name actually right here. Pretty clear, you know what I mean? It said, hey, he ended through executive orders, some federal grants that were lowering your electric bill. This is the best round of FAFO, and I wasn't going to ream you too hard, but then I went and saw your repost. You posted a lot of stuff from Little Human Being guy, you know, Charlie Kirk, a lot of Daily Wire stuff, a lot of Donald Trump thirst traps, if you will. It said, oh, I know exactly who you voted for. You're the perfect candidate for this video. This is a result of what you voted for, honey. This is a thoughts and terrorist, hater tots and chairs kind of moment. I just want you to enjoy and like soak that all in. Take it all in. This is what you voted for. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. And FAFO.
Everyone in Alabama's so poor. Alabama's the poorest state. Alabama this, Alabama that. They all deserve it. Hey, you want to know what an Alabama power bill looks like?
That's budget billing.
Budget billing. And they will charge you a fee to get off of it.
But Ashton, no, you don't have to do budget billing. Alabama Power obviously isn't that bad.
Oh, that's right. Just do their time advantage energy rates. So that when they're charging these prices, you just turn your power off. I mean, you could always do the demand rate option with a monthly base charge of $14.50, and then you can do a demand charge of this, and then you got this. And the peak hours are 25 cents, 0.602. Dude, did you know that in Washington, like the state of Washington, it's like 0.03 cents? Not even kidding.
I don't get it. If you don't like Alabama, why don't you just leave?
Bitch, you think we can't even afford to live here? And it's the lowest cost of living. What are you talking about?
So for those that don't know, I am a 3-time Trump voter. I left MAGA in 2025. And, you know, I am trying to use my voice the best way that I can and sharing information that I'm learning for the first time ever. I did not know about Katie Johnson before about a week ago. And if I didn't know about her, I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of people who are also have left MAGA or still in MAGA supporting it that don't know about her story either. Maybe they heard a blip about it, but there was nothing harping on this. We were probably just told that this was fake news. We were also just very focused on the fact that Trump was draining the swamp. He was just projecting. Like, I now see it for what it is now. But like, I never heard someone say, yeah, he's just projecting here. Like, he is the swamp. Never heard that. Never once, like, yes, I heard the, grab him by the thing, heard all that. But like, I also was under this belief that like, when people are trying to get to the top, like there will be people, trying to prevent them from getting to the top. And I'm also under the impression that this is God's plan. This, he's anti-abortion. He's our guy. So there's a lot that went into the brainwashing and indoctrination into supporting MAGA. Now, I say all this to say that I will not be shamed for learning about this stuff for the first time. Like, I understand that I was extremely ignorant, blissfully unaware, head in the sand, going about my life thinking, yeah, the world's so terrible, but Jesus will come back soon. So what do I need to do? That was my mentality. And now I realize how disillusioned it is to live that way. Just to sit idly by and let this kind of stuff happen is not how I want to spend my life. I cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube for me. I've seen the world for what it is. The veil has been lifted. The scales from my eyes have been lifted. And I have eyes to see and ears to hear now. So yes, while it might seem completely obvious to a lot of y'all, we've been saying this for years. We've been saying this for a decade. We've been talking about these people for years. Well, I finally can hear it now. And maybe, just maybe, that I can also start sharing this in a way that people start hearing it and clocking it too.
Okay, y'all, I never thought I'd say this, but here in Huntsville, Alabama, we are certainly regretting our votes for Trump now. Look, y'all, we just got this letter from the electric company that says because of a Trump executive order rolling back Biden-era legislation that our electric bill is going to go up $100 a month because of what Trump did. Now, this man ran on bringing prices down for us, bringing grocery prices down, bringing energy costs down, housing, insurance, and none of that has happened at all. This is literally crazy. I mean, it's almost like the Democrats were telling the truth the whole time and the Republicans have just been lying nonstop. I know that's completely crazy to even say because Republicans have always been a beacon of truth. But, yeah, this letter has me so pissed off that I'm never going to vote Republican again. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we flip the House in April. That's what we need to do now, because Republicans have just been lying to us to get our votes. Isn't that crazy?
Explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and
Another FIFO.
usually averages between $200 $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696 this month? Could someone just please explain that to me? I know.
Let me show you why. Ready? This guy. That's why your electric bill went up. Trump. No more subsidies for Alabama. No more subsidies for red states. Woo! MAGA! Woo! Go Trump! Go broke!
Accounts have been debited. They're just taking money out of people's accounts as part of their utility bill. Oh, Trump cut off all that money. That's been helping pay your utility bill, Alabama. And so now we're going to start taking all that money back. And by the way, you owe. You owe. You have to pay money. More than you have been, not only for your additional bills, you have to pay back what Trump is no longer allowing to be spent. And that, Alabama utility customers finding, hundreds of dollars taken out of their account in the middle of winter, right? I mean, I guess it's a small story in the grand scheme of things, given what's going on in our whole country. But for people in Alabama, that's a real and immediate and hugely expensive thing that is very obviously Donald Trump's fault.
I just got my utility bill. I'm so scared. Those of you living in North Alabama know this fear. Apparently TVA is charging Huntsville Utilities more for whatever, and then it's 100 million degrees of hell. I'm so scared. It goes nothing. $753. And guys, it's all electric. For those of you that don't know, Huntsville Utilities, everything's on here. Water, sprinkler, gas, electric, sewer, trash, taxes, whatever, okay? Nothing else is extraordinary except electric at $606. We have changed nothing from last month, nor from last summer. That we do when it's hot.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So residents of Alabama is currently finding out in a very strong manner because the prices of the electricity just skyrocketed overnight. Imagine waking up in the morning and you find out that you have been slammed with extra $100 worth of electricity. That's exactly what they're finding out right now, and a lot of them are regretting their vote because it has happened. They didn't see this coming, but it is what it is. So these guys massively voted for the current administration, and now they can no longer afford to.
The Hyundai plant in Alabama, the red state of Alabama, exported 14 cars. 14 cars last month. That is down 99%. The red state of Alabama, their Hyundai plant, exported 14 cars. A 99% reduction. We do not have one trade deal. Alabama is going to learn a very hard lesson. This is FAFO, Alabama. I hope you get everything that you vote for. Maybe next month you will sell 15 cars. 14 cars, ladies and gentlemen, in Alabama from Hyundai. A 99% decrease. We don't have one trade deal. There is almost 8 billion people on the planet. We are only 350 million. The whole world is working against the United States of America, and they are especially working against red states.
Before, and I'll say it again, in many parts of the country, especially in Alabama, where there are 13,000 churches, if the election was between Jesus and Satan ran under the Republican ticket, Jesus would lose in a landslide. And I'm not saying Jesus would run as a Democrat. He could be a member of the Green Party. He could be a libertarian, independent. As long as Satan had the R beside his name, conservative Christians would overwhelmingly fill in the circle on the ballot beside Beelzebub. And it'd be a hell of a campaign, literally. They point to Jesus saying, welcome all immigrants, and say, we can't have open borders. They point to him saying, render unto Caesar, and say, Jesus worships the government, would raise taxes. They point to his words of love, tolerance, and not judging, and call it DEI. They'd see him heal the sick for free and say, who's going to pay for that? I pay my medical bills. Why should I have to pay for somebody else's? They would come up to him on the campaign trail and say, hey, are you that fellow that's running against Satan? And Jesus would say, I am he. And they say, oh, we don't do them pronouns around here. They will point to him feeding the masses and say it's socialism and we should be giving handouts, and if you want to eat, you should pull yourself up by the bootstraps and not depend on the government. They will say Jesus is against abortion and gays, and Jesus will say, well, I'm Jesus and I've never said a word about either. And then they go, Jesus is gone woke. They'd use this picture in ads saying this is what they want. Grown men in dresses reading to kids, indoctrinating our precious children with their sick agenda. You can't tell me that wouldn't happen. Conservative Christians would literally put Satan into office over Jesus as long as Satan had an R beside his name. And then without a hint of irony, they say, we got to get Jesus back into people's lives. Because they will hear everything I just said and say, well, we're not actually against any of that. We're just against the government being a part of it. But they want religion in the government because we're a Christian nation. But they don't want to do any of the teachings that the Jesus they worship taught. Because the only way you can be a conservative Christian is if you vote for the people who do the opposite of what Jesus said to do. How else can you explain the party of Protect the Children proudly wear AR-15 lapel pins when guns are the #1 killer of kids, and their other preferred piece of decoration is a cross, which Jesus died on? These are the people who would stand under the cross as Jesus told the thief, amen, I say to you today, you will be with me in paradise, and mutter to themselves.
News, a new poll released out of Alabama today shows that 100% of MAGA voters support Donald Trump's initiative to remove DEI from the government. When asked what DEI was, though, however, 75% of them said that is where black people and gays in dresses get jobs over white people. When explained that that was not exactly what DEI was, that it was actually a service in which it could help handicapped people who needed certain kinds of accessory tools. Maybe if they're deaf, they might need an interpreter. They then said, oh, you mean the broken people? We should get rid of them too.
In the latest episode of Fuck Around and Find Out, we have Alabama finding out that that credit that they were receiving for those electric bills was coming from federal funds that Don Don has turned off and has not turned back on, and doesn't look like he will be turning back on. So we're looking at about 2,000 homes. So roughly about 225 people have already received their letter in the mail stating that that credit that they once received on their electric bill, which was roughly about $100, they will no longer be receiving, and it will be debited, and they will need to be paying it back. Now, there's tons of videos of people saying, oh, wait, you know, but no. Again, once we check the voter rolls and the statistics of that state, we see that that was a very big Don Don supporter. So you all absolutely got what you were asking for. You wanted him, and you wanted him to weed out all of that government spending. Well, here we are. This money absolutely came from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that basically came from the Department of Health and Human Services. And this is for low-income home energy assistance programs is how they were using this money. Now, we are definitely in a constitutional crisis because Congress has already awarded this money that they are over here withholding. That's how they're saying that they have found all of this government spending that was wasteful and whatnot, just by not turning on money that was already awarded to programs like this. So you're looking at elderly, you're looking at children that will not have electricity come in the coming months because why? $100 will absolutely bankrupt people who are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, ends barely waving at each other, nonetheless meeting. And the fact that we are looking at people whose total income is less than 150% below the federal poverty line, give or take, household of four, you're looking at about $48,000 for the year. My Alabama folks, if y'all want someone to call because you're angry about this, Kay Ivey, and we've talked about her before, go ahead and call her office. Tommy Tuberville, we've talked about him before. Go ahead and call his office. And Katie Britt, go ahead and call her office and let her know how you all feel about them allowing the president to withhold funds that Congress has already awarded to your state. That money is yours. So you need to get them to go in there and absolutely fight for you, the constituents. Get them folks a call and tell them that's what y'all voted them for. They need to call them people and figure out where y'all money at. Because, again,
this man used to be the governor of Alabama, Robert Bentley. He was elected twice, but had to resign during his second term because he was thinking too much with the wrong head. The love gov, little blue pill Mr. Burns. A buddy of mine runs an online news site, and yesterday he published an op-ed by Robert Bentley talking about the big, beautiful bill. Robert Bentley is a conservative, so he said the bill is a step forward for a lot of things, of course. He's also a doctor, so he said certain provisions in the big, beautiful bill will have an unattended negative impact on Alabama's healthcare system, especially in rural areas where hospitals are already closing and where access to timely emergency care is limited. But the bulk of the article was things he said we could do to ward off the negative impact. And I found myself nodding along going, yeah, imagine that. Me agreeing with a conservative. He said we should build 15 rural emergency centers. I'm down with that. Alabama spends hundreds of millions of dollars a year recruiting industries. He said we should direct a portion of economic development incentives into healthcare recruitment, training, and infrastructure. That creates jobs and benefits every county. Healthcare should be a driver of Alabama's economic growth. I found myself going, damn right, Doc. He said we should address Medicare payments because Medicare pays less in Alabama than any other state. The equipment, supplies, and procedures cost the same, but since Bama is a lower wage state, our reimbursements remain artificially suppressed. That ain't right. And he said we should expand Medicaid. You almost had it, Doc. You almost had it. He said we should take advantage of untapped federal Medicaid dollars. He tried rephrasing it, but that means expanding Medicaid. Come on now, Doc. We don't do that socialist, Marxist stuff here in the heart of Dixie. Who cares that we rank near the bottom in every healthcare category? Who cares that expanding Medicaid would give 300,000 Alabamians access to health care? Who cares that it would create and retain jobs? Who cares that it would help stabilize rural facilities, reduce uncompensated care that burdens hospitals, and ward off the negative impacts of the big, beautiful bill? We ain't doing it because we pro-life Christians.
I never thought I'd say this, but here in Huntsville, Alabama, we are certainly regretting our votes for Trump now. Look, y'all, we just got this letter from the electric company that says because of a Trump executive order rolling back Biden-era legislation, that our electric bill is going to go up $100 a month because of what Trump did. Now, this man ran on bringing prices down for us, bringing grocery prices down, bringing energy costs down, housing, insurance, and none of that has happened at all. This is literally crazy. I mean, it's almost like the Democrats were telling the truth the whole time and the Republicans have just been lying nonstop. I know that's completely crazy to even say because Republicans have always been a beacon of truth. But yeah, this letter has me so pissed off that I'm never going to vote Republican again. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we...
You know, I thought it would be easier the more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter. But I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier. And it actually feels like it's getting more difficult because I'm gaining more empathy. And I don't think people really realize how counterintuitive the hate that I receive when you can take one look at my page and see that I am doing the work. I read a comment this morning that I'm not stitching because I don't want hate to come our way, but you'll understand why I'm reading it. I've been deconstructing from Christianity and left MAGA. I do not speak about it because the hate you receive from the left is no different from the hate you received when you were in the cult. I'm just minding my own business and rewiring my whole belief system. What people don't understand is how hard it is to actually wake up and realize your entire life has been a lie and now you have to start over from scratch. I'm not going to allow any negativity from anyone into my life. It's hard enough to do this. I can't see. I had to stop and gather myself. Not only that, I'm not going to be a part of any political party or religion ever again, so the expectation of the left thinking we have to vote blue now in order to make amends or something is not something I want to be a part of. The amount of "I'll never forgive you" I see in your last video is enough for me to never try to speak up on anything that's happened to get me here. My entire family is deep Southern conservative Christian Republicans. It's been buried into my whole system since birth. Seeing my truth and removing myself from it has been the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't really know what else to say other than, I don't think that this is what the left wants. You've been shouting for people to wake up for years, and people do. And you just want to harp on, and I get it, that it didn't happen soon enough. And I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I have too much hope in my soul to roll over and die. I don't know what the solution is, but I know it's not to beat people while they're already down.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for watching to this point. And this is exactly what you will get when you don't listen to black people. This is what will be coming to your doorstep when you decide that at the end of the day you want to do what is in your mind. You know, it is even more crazy. Just like the first clip that I played in this video, she's still crying and saying, "Donald Trump, we need your help." That's one of the most stupid things I've ever seen, that you'll be crying, you'll be in pain, and this person that inflicted the pain inside of you, you're still calling this person that you need this person's help. Do you think even if this person should see your video by any chance, he's going to come for your rescue? Let's just be sincere. The orange man said it. He said, this is what I'm going to do. I will put out tariffs. I will remove the illegal immigrants. I will do this. I will do that. But what did not click on their head, what did not click or did not make sense is the fact that they didn't know that all of this is also going to affect them as white folks. They thought that they are just going to relax in Alabama and see everything falling from heaven. You know the way manners fell from heaven? They thought You know, the same thing happened in, is it Texas or New York? Oh my God, I've forgotten. Where Zoran Mandani promised them that, oh, if you elect me, if you vote for me, I'm going to be giving you free transportation, I'm going to be giving you free this, I'm going to be giving you free food, I'm going to be giving you free house rent, I'm going to be giving you this and that. And the moment Zoran Mandani entered, the first thing he do was to even increase their tax with 10%, because he was requesting for money that if they don't give him that money, he is going to increase. So instead of free, they are not getting like 10% higher, paying 10% higher of what they are paying. And Zoran Mandani deceived them, saying that he was going to take all of that tax, or most of the tax that he was going to generate, to make all of this thing free from the rich people angle. Now, instead of him taking from the rich people angle, the moment they voted him, he started with the poor. This is what you are going to get when you choose not to listen to people that belt and understand the system of the country. I remember when white folks were coming to cry out and make it make sense to a lot of people that, you see this thing you're about to put your hand, you are going to regret it, but you people refuse to listen. Now, a lot of farmers are crying, a lot of farmers are weighing, they can't even farm. There is nobody to come and uproot their crops. There is nobody to even give them the more exportation that they are doing. Soya milk dropped drastically, the one that was bringing more revenues to farmers. So, and this is what you see when you don't listen. This is what you see when things like this, we're trying to tell you that this is a direction and you choose to go other way. Okay, so for those of you that voted, the only thing that I'm feeling for right now is for people that never voted for this, because there are some white folk as well that understood the struggle and everything, but they never voted. But for those ones that voted, for those ones that decided that, yes, I will vote Donald Trump, congratulations. So you don't need to be crying, you don't need to be wailing. In fact, you don't need to be doing it online. Maybe you personally go get the orange man's contact so that you can communicate to him directly. I love this purple that is coming for you guys. I love it so much. So much. Next time you will listen. A lot of you condemned Barack Obama and you said there is nothing good that black people can bring on the table. There is absolutely nothing good. A president that is doing well and maybe he had just one or two problems. You put rubbish him. And this is you say, some people said in this video that they are the third time voters. I am the third time voters. I voted 3 times, but right now I am regretting. I'm dropping my vote. The hate is too much. I cannot feed. Electricity bills are getting high. You've not seen anything. Imagine electricity bill increasing with over $100 or $100 to what you are already paying. Imagine food stuff. In fact, if you go to stores, grocery shops now, you keep seeing people crying because the price of things, if it's $4 before, it is now $7, $8, $9 to $10. Because why? There's a lot of tariff that is actually working. A lot of people have withdrawn their partnership. A lot of countries have withdrawn their partnership. Alabama decided to use their own hand to create their downfall. And right now, Alabama enjoy it. I only feel for people that did not vote, honestly. I cry and I weep for people that did not vote at all. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing my videos, dropping super thanks, and also dropping your commentaries. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And for disclaimers, this is just for educational purposes. I will keep saying it. Credits to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And thank you so much for staying stick and hook with me to the end of this video. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.